want to say a special thank you to Greg Salas, the head professional at Snowmass Club in Colorado, and Dave Ritchie, the president of Toll Brothers Golf, for inviting me to join them down here at beautiful Mountain View Country Club in La Quinta, California, so that I can put together a couple of instruction videos for you. I hope you enjoy them. Once again, I'm out here at beautiful Mountain View Country Club in La Quinta, California. I want to thank Greg Salas and Dave Ritchie for allowing me the full access to the facilities. Couldn't ask for a better location to be able to explain the chip and run shot to you. Now, most people, when they get close to the edge of the green, the first thing they want to do is just reach for their sand wedge. Mostly because that's the club that they see professionals on the TV using. They don't really think about the fact that the professionals are practicing with these for 2-3 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week, plus their tournament rounds of golf and the practice they put in on those days. It's one of the harder shots to play if we're going a long way to the flag. If we have a target that's close to us, we're going to try and throw the ball through the air, land it close to us on the green, somewhere in this region, about 1-2 paces onto the green. So if we have our target here, and I'm going to use a nice big target circle here so we can see approximately where we want the ball to land. All we want to try and do is have the feeling that if we were going to throw the ball through the air, it's going to land close to that target circle and hopefully finish close to the hole so we have an easy one putt. But if my flag is further along, most people will try and use their sand wedge and throw the ball further through the air and hope that they can get the ball to finish close to the hole. What I would really like to do is keep the swing the same, whether my target is close to me or whether it's further away, and keep my landing area close to the front of the green and just change my golf club to change the shot I'm going to play. If I'm going to the first flag, I will probably want to use a lofted club like my sand wedge. I'm going to play the golf ball closer to my back foot and lean towards the target. Same as my pitching swing, I'm going to push most of my body weight towards the target. But this time, I'm going to put about 90% towards the target, and I'm going to keep my lower body very, very quiet during this swing. I'm going to let my hands go a little bit lower down the grip to give me a little bit more feel for the club head and a little bit more control over this shot. From there, I'm going to swing back. I'm going to keep my wrists very, very quiet. Again, no major wrist hinge. The shaft of the golf club, my lead forearm, are going to maintain a straight angle. I'm not going to allow my wrists to try and flick the shot. I'm going to keep them still. All I'm going to do is swing my shoulders backwards and forwards, and I'm going to play the shot through. I'm going to maintain that angle all the way through to my finished position. If I want to go further, I'm not going to change my landing area. My landing area is just going to be positioned a little bit further over to allow for the slope to bring the golf ball around to that particular flag, but my technique is going to remain the same. I'm going to play the ball from off my back foot, my weight is going to go forwards, let my arms hang lower down the grip, but then my swing technique is going to remain the same, and my golf ball is going to finish closer to the hole than it is likely to if I'm trying to throw the ball further with my sand wedge. In terms of the club selection, what I really look for is to figure out how far do I want the golf ball to be thrown through the air to my landing area. This is going to give me an air time to ground time ratio. I'm going to throw it through the air a certain distance, and then it's going to roll along the floor a certain distance. So from here, I'm just going to take a normal walking pace, and I'm going to pace out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paces gets me to my landing area. Now from here, if I'm going to the short hole, I'm going to pace out. How long do I want the ball to roll along the floor? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm almost at a 1-to-1 ratio. 5 paces through the air, 4 along the floor. I'm going a little bit uphill. So that's going to help to slow the ball up a little bit. I'm going to say 1 to 1 is going to be my sand wedge. But if I'm going further, my air time distance is going to stay the same. I'm still going to land the ball in this area. So I've still got 5 paces that I'm throwing the ball through the air. But to get to that flag that's further up, I'm going to have to pace that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15 paces and I've got 1 yard past the flag. So that's going to give me an air time ratio of 5 paces, ground time ratio of 15, 1 to 3. So I would work on the theory that sand wedge goes 1 to 1. My pitching wedge is going to go 1 to 2. 1 distance through the air, double that distance along the floor. My 9 iron is going to go 1 to 3. If I need to hit it further because I have a bigger green and the flag is further along, I'm not going to try and throw the ball through the air because that means a bigger swing, more can go wrong. All I will do is I will change the club to an 8 iron, 1 to 4, let it roll further along the floor. 1 to 5 is a 7 iron. 1 to 6 is the easy one to remember because that's your 6 iron. And so on down, 5 iron, 4 iron, even a 3 iron. And if you've got a really long green, if you're playing links golf, don't be afraid to even use your hybrid or your fairway woods because they're just going to go that little bit further along the floor, but the smaller swing is going to be easier to control. Your 4 hybrid is probably going to go around about 1 to 12, and a 15-degree 3 wood is probably going to go somewhere in the region of 1 to 15. But the problem with that is that there's so little loft, I wouldn't even want to try and play that from this far away from the green. I'm only 3 yards from the edge. If I'm using my hybrid or my 3 wood, I would probably only want to be no more than a club length away from the edge of the green, and I'm going to try and throw my golf ball then no more than 1 club length onto the green if I'm using my hybrid or 3 wood. But the theory for the swing is going to remain the same. My golf ball is going to be positioned just off my back foot. I'm going to lean towards my target. I'm going to make sure my hands are hanging lower down the grip so I have control of the swing and the club head. I'm going to keep my wrists very still. I'm just going to swing my shoulders backwards and forwards. I'm going to maintain that angle, shaft and forearm the same all the way through the swing, and it becomes a simple chip and run shot.